Believe me, this isn't an ordinary video. It's a silent war, cleverly waged against your mind. This isn't therapy. This is manipulation warfare. In the next few minutes, you'll be shown 20 mental traps that can shatter someone's mind, build someone's belief, or completely control someone. This power is in your hands. But remember, every weapon can either help or destroy. Think before you use it, because there will be no way back. Trick 1. The guilt freeze. You don't need to scream to control someone. Just go silent. A silence that breaks them from the inside. When someone disrespects you, lies to you, or deceives you, don't say a word. Just look at them silently, with a broken gaze, as if they killed something inside you. Humans can't handle silence, especially the kind that's heavy with blame. Their brain instantly switches to defensive mode, and they begin to create their own guilt. They start thinking, "What did I do?" And that's the moment their psychology comes under your control. Trick 2. The detailed deception. When you need to lie in such detail that the other person begins to doubt their own senses. People can detect lies that are blurry, vague, or too short. But if you say something like, "I reached at 6:58 p.m. wearing a blue shirt. My right hand was on the phone because my left ear was itching," the other person gets confused. A lie with so much detail? That's when their brain stumbles, and acceptance replaces doubt. With this technique, you don't just make the lie feel true, you steal their trust in the process. Trick 3. Compliment with poison. People crave compliments. But if you mix a little poison into the praise, they become slaves to your validation. Say things like, "You're really amazing. I just wish you didn't sabotage yourself so much." Or, "You're actually quite intelligent. You just don't always use it." These kinds of compliments create a void inside the person, a thirst only you can quench. Now, they'll keep trying to win your approval. You've created a psychological loop, and they're trapped in it. Trick 4. The inception. Whisper. If you want someone to accept an idea, never say it directly. Just act like you're thinking out loud and casually say, "I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but if I were in your place." This is a mental shortcut that bypasses resistance. They won't feel attacked. Instead, they'll start to think. You just planted a seed in their mind, and now that seed will grow into their own belief. This is inception, psychological inception. Trick 5. The soul reader. If you touch someone's inner world, they'll never forget you. Say something they've never spoken aloud, but always felt deep inside. Like, "I feel like you always sacrifice yourself for others' happiness," but no one gives you that in return. If this matches their internal truth, they'll freeze. Their brain will whisper, "How does this person know me so well?" And they'll start becoming emotionally dependent on you. You've unlocked a mental lock, and you're the only one who holds the key. Trick 6. Forced kindness. When you want someone to agree with you, aim for their conscience. Do them a favor, not from the heart, but from strategy, like opening a door for them, waiting for them, or saying something good about them to a third person, and then letting them know about it. Humans feel morally bound not to harm those who treat them kindly. You've placed a debt of kindness on their mind, and now, to repay that burden, they'll start leaning in your favor. Trick 7. Limited time illusion. When something is available for a limited time, the brain begins to perceive it as more valuable, whether it's emotions, attention, or your presence. When you create the impression that this won't last forever, the other person starts to panic. This trick is often used in marketing. Only 24 hours left, and people instantly take action. The same thing works in relationships. "I don't think this relationship will last very long." This one sentence creates a mental scarcity in their mind that immediately makes them defensive and emotionally engaged. When people feel something might end, their emotions begin to spiral. They try to hold on to you, try to stop you, and your value multiplies. The real power lies in making someone believe they might lose you, even if you never had any intention of leaving. Trick 8. Mirror their ego. People like those who reflect a part of themselves. If you subtly mirror someone's body language, tone of speaking, or emotional state, their subconscious begins to feel familiarity. But take this trick to the next level. Mirror their ego. If they see themselves as intellectual, speak deeply around them. If they're funny, laugh at their jokes and be witty in return. This is ego validation, and people get addicted to it. You become their favorite person because you become exactly what they already like in their mind, themselves. Trick 9. Create cognitive dissonance. When the human brain gets trapped between two opposing ideas, it becomes anxious and rushes to make a decision. For example, "You seem really smart, but I didn't expect this from you." Now the person will begin to defend themselves. "No, I am actually smart, and I can prove it." This trick is especially effective in manipulative conversations. You subtly challenge someone's identity, and they immediately start trying to prove themselves to you. Trick 10. Reward withdrawal cycle. The most powerful psychological hook is to get someone addicted to pleasure and then suddenly take take it away. For example, sending them sweet messages every day, then suddenly going completely silent. The person goes into mental panic. What did I do wrong? Are they upset? I want them back. This is dopamine manipulation. The reward withdrawal cycle creates cravings in the brain, and once someone gets emotionally addicted to those rewards, your influence over them becomes permanent. Trick 11. Strategic apology. Sometimes apologizing isn't a sign of weakness. It can be a weapon of dominance if used correctly. I'm sorry if you felt bad. That's not a real apology. It's a subtle blame shift. When you apologize in a way where you maintain control and the other person feels guilt, you gain emotional leverage. This trick especially works on people who are approval seekers. They see your apology as a path to reconciliation, but in reality, you're placing psychological weight on them. Trick 12. Name drop technique. When you repeatedly address someone by their name, they subconsciously feel seen and respected. Look, Ali, I just want to explain something to you. The thing is, Fatima, using someone's name creates an attention spike in the brain. But if you combine this with micro-manipulation, like saying their name during an intense moment, a fight or emotional climax, you pierce directly into their emotional center. Trick 13. False consensus trap. People often believe something just because they think most others believe it too. That's why we hear things like, everyone says you've changed. That one sentence creates an invisible crowd. This trick is extremely subtle, but dangerously effective. You fabricate a fake majority to influence a single person. It's not just me saying it. Others have noticed too. The person instantly becomes insecure and begins to reevaluate themselves, even if those others don't exist at all. Trick 14. The empty compliment. When you give someone a compliment that's ambiguous, their brain automatically tries to fill in the blanks. For example, you look interesting today. You're really something special today. These vague compliments open 1,000 questions in the mind. What does that mean? How do I look? In what way am I special? This isn't praise. It's a curiosity hook. The person replays that sentence over and over, trying to decode your meaning, and gets mentally stuck on you. Trick 15. Controlled vulnerability. Sometimes when you confess a weakness in front of someone, they begin to trust you. I haven't always been strong. There was a time I was broken too. This creates psychological disarmament. The other person lowers their emotional guard. But remember, vulnerability only becomes a weapon when it's controlled. You reveal just enough to make the other person open up emotionally, while you yourself remain internally stable and alert. This is the moment you win someone over on an emotional level, and they don't even realize how deeply you've read them. Trick 16. Delay the reward. Humans become slaves to whatever gives them small, unpredictable rewards, but never the full prize. That's why gamblers lose their mind. They win just enough to stay hooked, but never enough to feel satisfied. You can use this exact pattern in psychological interactions. If you give someone full attention, acceptance, or praise instantly, they'll devalue you. But if you offer these things slowly, in fragments, with pauses in between, their mind will obsess over earning your full presence. This is the art of delay the reward. They seek your approval. You give a little, not all. They want to see you happy. You smile slightly, not fully. They want closeness. You stay distant, then draw in unpredictably. This creates a dopamine loop in their brain. They get addicted to winning you, and they don't even realize it. Trick 17. Scarcity of emotion. Everything that's rare becomes valuable, especially in human interaction. If you're always expressive, overly emotional, and reactive, your emotional currency drops. But if you control your emotions, reveal them only in rare, significant moments, every expression becomes gold. That's the power of scarcity of emotion. People will study your every glance. They'll search for meaning in your silence. And when you do feel something, they'll treat your emotional shift like a precious event. Stay quiet, observe, speak less, and when you do, shake their world. Trick 18. Emotional contradiction. Giving two opposite emotional messages at once causes mental confusion, and confusion opens the door to control. Example, you tell someone you're truly special, but you constantly disappoint me. That contradiction creates an unsolved puzzle in their mind. They start to obsess. Am I good or bad? Does this person want me or reject me? This emotional roller coaster locks their focus onto you permanently. Trick 19. Teach through silence. The deepest lessons aren't spoken, they're demonstrated. If someone hurts you, don't argue or lecture, just go silent. Withdraw. That silence screams louder than any words because it's wrapped in guilt. They'll feel the weight of your absence. They'll self-correct. They'll chase your validation. All you did was stay silent, and they heard the lesson loud and clear. Trick 20. Break the pattern. The human brain thrives on expectation. When your behavior is consistent, people get used to it. But when you suddenly break the pattern, their mind jolts. You're always happy, friendly, available, then vanish. You always say yes, then suddenly say no. You stay quiet, then suddenly speak truth like a sword. This shock triggers a red alert in their brain, and they start valuing you instantly.